Hey, you guys can hear my voice. I got this is a great system that I'm using, but it can be really complicated, and one small mistake throws everything off. But I'm hoping you guys can hear me. Welcome to the Windy City Block by Block Real Estate Show. I am Dawn Haley and your host, and I'm trying to find me. Oh, there we are. Dawn Haley, I'm your host for the Windy City Show. I enjoy coming before you to talk about some interesting things regarding real estate. And so, because I was on earlier, I'm just going to kind of breeze through. Thank you for if whoever's showing up and watching me, even after I made my little mistakes. I just, sorry, my husband is screaming on the other side. I sound great. Thank you, Lord. But anyway, thank you if you came back to check me out. Just so glad you came back. But anyway, I thank you. I wanted today's show, we're going to talk about a couple of investment properties. I have been fortunate enough to get some really nice properties, some listings from different clients, and I'm grateful because they trust my service to help them get them through getting their property sold. But there's some great investment properties. In my opinion, one's a good property for someone who might be thinking of getting into the business of investing, and they just want to get their feet wet. And then the other one is really for someone who is, got the arsenal to kind of do the rehab and get it back on the market. So anyway, before I start that and before we go into a little break, I want to talk about a few things that a couple I mentioned last time I was on the air. That is the rental and the mortgage moratorium. Just before I came down here, it went out again. What'd you do? I didn't do anything. I don't know. It might be my Go XLR that's going out. But you said I was sounding great. So is anybody making any comments that they can't hear me? That's the main thing. But anyway, I'm just going to keep going, and hopefully I pop back on. Hopefully my husband hears me. But anyway, I wanted to talk about the rental and the mortgage moratorium. I heard a few weeks ago that they have lots of money to give out, but unfortunately, a lot of people are not able to get that money because of a lot of different reasons for getting in the way for them getting it. So what I say to you, wherever you are, please just check out a housing organization to help you get connected to those organizations and that money. Reach out to agencies that help out with the moratorium for the mortgage and also the rental. They help you get connected to the right sources so that you can hopefully keep that roof over your head and be able to satisfy your monthly obligations. So I wanted to get that out the way. Now, the second thing is, I wanted to talk about my experience with communication. My client did not move forward because of lack of communication from a lender. Now, I'm not going to say the lender's name, and I'm not going to say who this person is, but all I'm going to say is when you are looking to use a service provider, mortgage company, attorney, real estate agent, I would say at least check the references, check the reviews to see if there's anything for you to raise a red flag. Because lack of communication and communicating with your parties should not be a problem that professionals have. We should be communicating. Yes, I get it. You can't sometimes call right away because you've got other clients that you're trying to take care of. But there should be a measure of reaching out to your clients, reaching out to the parties that need to hear as to what's going on. And when they don't hear that, then they're going to assume that there are problems. And it could be some problems, but if you don't communicate, they're just going to think that, the worst. So I say and anybody you're going to be using some resources for, please, please, please use people that have either been referred to you or you have done your due diligence and know that these are professionals that you want to use. Now, the third thing before I go into a break, and I don't know if you're going to be able to hear me, and I apologize if things are just screwed up. Sorry. But anyway, I saw an article. I read it a couple of days ago, and it sort of, because it's in my industry, there was a realtor showing a house in Wyoming, Michigan. And what happened was there was a person that was trying a hoarder, not a hoarder, but what do you call those people? There was so many things going on, but a trespasser. They call him something else, and I can't think of the word right now. But anyway, a trespasser was tried to get into the house, and so they called the police, and they arrested the guy. And a couple of weeks later, a realtor was showing, who happens to be a man of color, was showing his client, which they happen to be of color. And so the tenant, not the tenant, I'm sorry, the tenant, I'm talking about the tenant. So one of the homeowners saw them going into the house, and guess what? They called the police. So while the agent is showing the property to his prospective client, all of a sudden guns are being pointed at the agent and the buyer and their 15-year-old son, just for showing a house. And because someone just reacted and just assumed and just, it could have been a bad situation. And thank goodness nobody was shot, killed. Only thing that was really damaged was their pride and their respect. It's the fact that he's out there showing a house to a client, and then he's got to look at guns ablazing. But the only thing that I say, because we're living in a world now where fear is just what's feeding us. And of course, there's other little underlining things going on. And I'm not going to sit here and be naive about that too. But I say to the realtors, at least when you're out, separate yourself. And when I say separate yourself, I mean, look as professional as you can, especially now, because people are already assuming the worst because of all the things that are going on. And so if you can just keep yourself in a professional look while you're out showing a house, because things are happening out here. People are doing things, stealing and doing all sorts of things, and people and neighbors. I know I got a neighbor, if a package falls on my doorstep, boom, it's a phone call immediately. Or if somebody is, seems to be not in the right place at the right time, there's going to be phone calls. I'm a nosy neighbor. So, the thing is, I say, try to look as professional as you can when you're out there, so that if you get someone like a neighbor who is just being nosy, at least perhaps from what they're perceiving, they may not call the police and create a scene, or sometimes something even worse than that. So anyway, I'm going to go take a break. And then when we come back, I'm going to talk about those two properties that I want to share, that I believe professionally, would be some great opportunities for individuals that are looking for investment property. So I'll be right back and we'll talk about that. Hey, Daddy. All right, I'm back. And thank you for taking that little minute of ride with me. And I'm trying to bring up, okay, there we go. All right. All right, coming to the stage. I listed a very nice investment property in Calumet City. The property address is 413 Warren. Now, before I go into any details, I did a little, my husband and I, who was my media guy, we were out and we're having some fun now, shooting property in a good way. And it makes it so nice because now you can at least give a consumer an opportunity to sort of see the house, see the area, see what's around the area, and at least start thinking that if that's a possibility that they may want to pick it up. Now, for this investment property, I think it's a great location. It's you know what? I'll let the video speak for itself, and then when I come back, we can talk about some of the details. Be right back with this video. Right. I'm supposed to be back. All right. Sorry about that. I'm supposed to have myself kind of fade back in. But anyway, that gave you just a little bit of a teaser of that property located on 413 Warren. And I will be shooting more inside shots of the property in the next couple of days. So, but just to give you some idea about what the property what the property has in it. It's a 2-bedroom home, nice size rooms. Matter of fact, this square footage of this house, I'm trying not to lose my ear. The square footage of this house is about 1,200 square feet, and that's a lot of room for a 2-bedroom house. So it's got a formal dining room, a kitchen that you can put a table in there. The basement is unfinished, has a wood burning fireplace. And again, if I didn't mention it, the price of it is $90,000. Now, is that a good buy? Well, let's look at some of the comparables in that area. I'll pull this up. Let's bring that in. Okay, so we're going to look at the comparables in that area. So 413 Warren Street. Let's look at, we don't have to go through all of that. I try, when I'm doing comparables for my clients, I try to keep properties within a mile radius because that's what most appraisers use, but they will go out oftentimes if they can't find comparables that are right in within the nest of where the subject property is. But I try so that I can give my client a good tweak as to what I feel that the value might be. So let's look at some of the properties that, if this property was updated and had all the bells and whistles, this was some previous homes have sold for in the area. Okay, let's start with this one, 43 Elizabeth Street. This property here, let me make sure I'm 43 Elizabeth Street. That was a 2-bedroom house. It had, let me go down here and show some of the goodies. It was totally rehabbed, so that you see it was totally rehabbed. Let's see. Just, showing you some nice aerial view, not aerial, but inside shots of the property. You can see that the kitchen was updated. And let's see, do I have any more pictures on there? Let's see. Oh, yes, the basement. It wasn't finished, but from what I see, this floor was called epoxy. And, my husband and I are tossing around doing something like that in our basement. And I think it's a great way that you can really add some wow to your basement without spending maybe the 10 or 15,000, but putting that epoxy down there and maybe painting up the walls a little bit. People like that, So if you're on a budget, if you have some investors listening to me, but if you're on a budget and you've got a basement that is just blah, you might want to consider doing the epoxy. You see how nice that is? It really looks nice, and seems like they sort of did a little something with the top of the ceiling to sort of coordinate with the gray epoxy on the flooring. So, but it was like an unfinished basement, just basically an unfinished basement. So let me get you out of there. Come on out of there. All right, I guess I got to hit that. Okay. Yeah, so with this house, let me tell you, it was originally listed for $107,000, but it closed on August the 2nd for $35,000. So $135,000. So do I need to do the math? Depending, what you want to put into the property. The one on 413 does need some painting. It does need the kitchen. Unfortunately, the owner had a contractor come in to redo the kitchen, just left her high and dry. So the person that would be buying this house would be responsible for that. They would be responsible for the village inspection and any other things that need to happen to make the property in compliance. But if you get a good price for it, you see $135,000 could potentially be what you can get. And the one thing I did not mention about the property on, and I'm sorry because had a pretty busy evening getting this program started. So if I sort of ramble a little bit, please excuse me. But the one thing I didn't tell you about Warren was, If you didn't notice in the video that the property the sits back to the forest preserve, that could be a very tantalizing what do you call attribute or factor in people wanting to buy the house because you don't have a neighbor behind you, and you can extend some of your outside enjoyment with that backyard extending to the forest preserve. So that was a neat feature about that house. But anyway, on to the next one. This one is 8 Webb Street, very close to the one on 413 Webb. Now this one, 8 Webb, let's see, how come I don't have it in my, I must have mixed it up. 8 Webb, oh, there we are. Okay, here we go. Just took it out of the roster here. 8 Webb was also another 2-bedroom home. Yes, another 2-bedroom home. In this case, it had 2 bathrooms. So people will tend to pay a little bit more for an extra bathroom. So that could be one of the reasons why it probably got $137,000. Now this one closed. This one closed on July 19th. And so what was in this property? Let's see what they did in this property. All right. So again, the flooring, this flooring is really popular now. And, and I can't call that's just a lacquered type of paneling that I see it everywhere. I see it in pretty much all homes now. And so I guess that's a flavor that people are liking now. So instead of hardwood, believe it or not, just a nice little paint job. Looks as if this one had a fireplace, but I don't think this was a working fireplace. Had a little, looks like a little section, a little sun area. It had a little sun area. Let's see. Why did that stop? Okay. All right. Where's the kitchen? Did they do anything to the kitchen? Oh, yes. The kitchen was updated. Did they do anything to the bathrooms? No, you see nice kitchen with the white kitchen cabinets, stainless steel. Everybody wants stainless steel now. So stainless steel refrigerator, stove, and dishwasher. So they put a little bit of those bells and whistles in there. Let's see, what else? They're just kind of highlighting little nooks. Again, they look like they put the flooring. Let's see if there's any more pictures. It didn't show what they did to the basement. Let's see if the basement was finished. I don't think the basement, no, the basement was unfinished. Wow, the basement was unfinished. So they got, again, like $137,000, and it closed July 19th. Now, looking at some other properties in the area. Pending homes. Let's look at the pending homes. Those are homes that received a contract within the last few weeks or months. So 237 Elizabeth. Did we just go through that? No, we went through. No, we didn't go through 237 Elizabeth. So that was on the market for like 19 days. Square footage, about 1035. 2 bedrooms again. This one had 1 bath. Let's see what they did inside their house that commanded the 139.9. Let's see. Wow. Okay. Again, hardwood flooring, and I should mention beautiful hardwood floors in 413 Warren. Beautiful. They just pretty much look like they just redid the floors. I mean, because hardwood floors are just, the natural hardwood floors are hard to find. Let's see, what else did they do? Yep, I see the stainless. Let's see. Okay, here we go again. Looks like it might have been a similar investor, because the kitchen looked kind of similar from the last one. Let's see. Yep, sure does. Yep. So there we are. The kitchen, the floors. What else did they do? Just sort of highlighting the kitchen. Nice kitchen. Let's face it, everybody likes nice kitchens. And new bathroom. Looks like the bathrooms were updated. The bathroom was updated with that flooring again. So again, it was listed for 139.9. Like I said, until it closed, then for a fact I can say, well, that's what it closed at. But the point I'm making is that 135.9 seems to be a a price that is supported in that area. Let's see what's next. Okay, now this one here. The reason I'm bringing this one to the forefront because this is very similar to my client's house. This house needs work. It needs a little work. Let me find it. 135 Mason. It hasn't been updated like the other properties. Let's look at, I believe they didn't have any pictures. They didn't have any pictures. The only thing they had was kind of like my house. Not my house, but my listing. Kind of like my house. Only took a picture of the front and then took a picture of the back. So that's kind of telling you that it needs some work, because if it was, it was popping, you would see the rooms and everything else that's glowing in that house. But that price is listed at $89.99. Just kind of show you where my client has that property listed, that it's not far off where homes that need a little work, what their value is or their list price is. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, come on. All right, the next one. All right, this one here, 241 Warren Street. It's got to be a typo, but let's go look at it. This one is a one-bedroom house. Let's make sure this is correct. This is a one-bedroom. Yeah, one-bedroom house. One-bedroom house, and it's pending for $119.9. So let's see what's inside that one. Okay, all right, here we go. All right, it's got a nice little small living room. But it's neat. It's neat. It has a formal dining room. Let's see. I don't know why it doesn't take me through. All right. I'm trying to make sure. Are those all the pictures? Okay. It was just showing not a whole lot. I don't see a whole lot of update. But it just seems like it's a solid, I call that a home with some good bones. The kitchen has been updated. Yes, the kitchen's been updated. Yeah, I see the kitchen's been updated. Small bedrooms. Looks like it's very small. Oh, a small one bedroom. But the point is, a one bedroom house pending at $119.9. So the last one. Okay, I think I did this one already. I think I did that one. Let's see the next house. Well, the next house is active listing, which is the 413 Warren. So if you know anybody who is looking to get into an investment property, maybe for the first time, or you're a buyer, that you might be able to consider a renovation loan. And it would have to be conventional. FHA, unfortunately, would require some things to be fixed and repaired before they will let it go FHA. So unfortunately, the seller cannot accept FHA. She can only accept conventional or a cash buyer. And I will tell you this, I think over the weekend I've got 3 calls so far. It's just that she's not showing it until Tuesday, which is it's going to be August. August 10th, and she'll be letting people in. So if anybody knows anybody that's thinking about investing, this would be a very nice starter investment property. So with that said, we're going to take another break, and then when I come back, we're going to talk about the other property that I have that's in the city of Chicago. And that's a great location, listed very well based on the condition of the property. And the comparables, Hmm. Are really they're really they're high compared to what we're selling the property for, or the seller is selling the property for. So I'm just trying to find my next track. There we go. All right. So we'll be right back, and when we do, we're going to talk about the house in the city.